Welcome in everyone to today's episode of Understable Discourse, our last one of the 2025 year, and honestly, what a year it's been. Let's get into it. Boy oh boy, it has been wild throughout this process of putting this show together, seeing its evolution over time, and just what it has meant for me. The fire and passion that it has stirred up in me to want to grow this thing, get better, know more, learn more. I cannot begin to describe to you how grateful I am to everyone out there who listens to this show, whether it's just, the 50 to 100 views that I get. It is truly special. And for those who watch the short form stuff, truly special. So today's episode, I want to kind of pull back the veil a little bit and tell you this will be one of the only times I do this because I know you guys are here to hear about disc golf and hear about the Pro Tour. But I'm going to give you a quick episode today on New Year's, a little bit about why we do this. I think back the journey that I've had getting into disc golf media, and I've loved disc golf for a long time. I've played disc golf for a long time, since before COVID. And really started to in the early 2020s, like 21, 22, 23, started to love disc golf to a point where I was learning more and more about it. And in 2023, I noticed something. I would start to be able to identify things before they happened. I knew every player, and I would almost argue with people on screen when they would make opinions with my version of the opinion. And sure enough, in the very early 2024, like January or so, Foundation came out with a video asking people if they were interested in auditioning for debate night for their Foundation podcast series. And so, I'd already been debating with people on screen when they were having that show, debating with commentators, and I asked my wife, I'm like, what do you think? If this happens, are you okay with me doing this? And she's like, oh my word, you should totally go for it. So I put in an application. They asked me to film a 60-second video of me talking about Pro Tour courses, sent it in, and didn't think anything of it. And then I got a response that I was accepted and that I would be put into a group, and 2 times during the 2024 season, I would be asked onto debate night. And if things went well, maybe more than that. And so on March 27th of 2024, I got my first shot at debate night.
We're joined today by Gary. Gary's new to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Brody, I'd much rather be named after a Netflix villain than everyone comparing me to the snail from SpongeBob. So I'll take that.
That is a good point. Although, Gary the Snail's a legend. Wow. Okay. Pretty good. And then we are also joined.
In that episode, I made it all the way to the finals, and I suffered a very debatable loss to Rich Slayton, who did a very good job, especially with his fancy green screen. But it was pretty obvious to me there, looking at how I put the window behind me and just everything. It was not very good quality, but I was there and I enjoyed it. And I honestly, after that episode, I wasn't sure how it went. And then I started reading the comments from people saying things like, bring Gary back. I love how well spoken he is. And that kind of lit a fire in me. I'm like, man, I want to be the best at this. And so I decided to grind, to dive further into disc golf than I'd ever been before, to learn everything, to be the person who knew everything. And it started to show.
Gary, do you have anything to say about your victory today?
Good fight. Jack was nimble, Jack was quick, but looks like Gary goes home with the candlestick.
Well, Gary, you're the champion today. Multiple time winner now.
All right.
Well, Gary, anything else to say in the wake of your victory? Gary is making a case for the debate night GOAT at this point. He's rattled off quite a few wins this season. He's getting another one today. Gary, you did it. I sense that somebody has awoken in your room.
Yes. This is my little man.
Oh, look at that. Gary just having the slight edge, had a lead coming in though. Back on top. Gary, you're a champ tonight. Congratulations. I feel like it was right because you're kind of our European correspondent, even though you're not European. You seem to really stick up for them. So it feels right that you won after the European Open. All right, Gary, you're our winner. What's your favorite Discmania disc? Well, in any case, Gary, you're our champ tonight. Great show, though, for everybody. Really, that was good stuff. Gary is our winner tonight. Congratulations, Gary. One more episode next week. So I'll give Gary the win on that one. But yeah, Gary dominated this year. And
So I think you get the point that the rest of that year went pretty well, as being guaranteed 2 episodes turned into a lot more than just that. And of the shows that I didn't show you there, I was probably on another maybe 6, and I only never made the finals once. Now, the show isn't about winning, it's about making good points, but making the finals was still important to me because it showed that my arguments at least had some degree of merit. And I became a student of the game. I knew exactly how to craft an argument that would maximize my points every week, and I got to a point where I could even tell you after somebody else finished their 90 seconds how many points they would get, and I would be right. And just such a cool thing, and it led to some really unique opportunities. At one point I was asked while I was down in Virginia for a couple events to join the actual studio and sit in with them and participate in that capacity.
well, Gary's joining me because Gary happens to be in town. How convenient for our Heiser Club Championship. So I brought him the next best thing. Actually, better.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But that led to the biggest moment for me when it comes to disc golf news media. And that was receiving a text message one day from Trevor letting me know that, hey, Brody's going to be reaching out to you about possibly being on Tour Life. And sure enough, he did. And he said that he thought I was doing well on debate night and that I could hold my own in a bigger format. And that's when I made my debut on Tour Life for the Des Moines Challenge.
But we got Gary filling in. I called in the ringer. He's coming in. He's going to keep me straight and in line today. So it should be a good show. We got a lot to discuss.
At that point, it kind of felt like everything was just sledding downhill, as the next thing that happened was I put in an audition for the Imposter Series. They had me on immediately. They were super thrilled that I auditioned for it. And the Imposter Series, well, I mean, anyone who watched it knows that first season, I did pretty well and I enjoyed myself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God!
No way.
And that's when my life experience in disc golf changed, because I was no longer the guy who showed up and played tournaments. Now, everywhere I kind of went, people were like, yo, are you Gary from the Foundation videos, from Debate Night, all this stuff? I went to Ledgestone, and I probably had 30 or 40 people stop me to talk to me about stuff, and it was surreal. I'd never had anything like that kind of happen to me before. And not that I'm addicted to the idea of having people, recognize me, but that was intoxicating to have that happen for the first time. And I knew that off season, I thought a lot about it, and I'm like, I can do this. I think I can do this. So, something clicked for me there, and I decided to take a leap of faith and put myself out there. I didn't know anything about filming, editing, lighting, sound, scripting, any of that stuff. And honestly, for those of you who saw those first few episodes, and probably still even now, it's painfully obvious to you that I didn't know those things. And I still don't know those things, and I'm still learning. But I decided to take the deep dive, and on February 27th, 2025, I released my first episode of Understable Discourse. Welcome everyone to Understable Discourse, hopefully soon to be your go-to source for the best disc golf statistics and analysis on the internet. Thank you so much for being here. As you can see, the first episode was rough. The camera was below me, the lighting made no sense, audio sketchy at best, and I probably recorded a bunch of that stuff so many times to get it right, to make sure it was okay. And it was janky, but it got out there. And I knew that the thing that kills content And everybody who I talked to who is making content before, they all told me, like, Gary, the first year, it's gonna suck. You're not gonna have a lot of people watching. You're gonna be learning stuff on the fly. You're gonna put episodes out that you just are not comfortable with how they turned out. It's just part of the process. You have to prove to yourself that you can do it, and just do it. And so that was my promise to myself, that I would never miss a single week of Understable Discourse. And I can proudly say 44 weeks later, I have never missed a week of putting out a video of some kind. Sometimes the videos came out a little late, sometimes they came out a little bit short, but I never missed. And in August, I added a second episode weekly, the Chain Reaction episode that came out on Mondays. And then in November, I decided to open up with short form content. Something I've been seeing or not seeing in disc golf media for so long was the inclusion of short form content, something daily that people could digest. Because I'm watching other creators, I think realizing that the podcast platforms are great. The 2.5 hour long Tour Life, the 3 hour long Smashbox TV, the 1.5 hour long Staggered Stance, the 90-minute long Upshot. All of them entertaining in their own way, but not everyone has time to sit down and watch those. And not all of those shows are being clipped in a way that makes it very consumable for people. And you look at one of the newest people on the block, at least in the last several years. I mean, they've been around for a while, but in terms of the amount of recognition they've received, the Disc Golf World came along and they started making their videos shorter, more consumable, higher editing, more scripting, and people were engaging with them. And there was a moment when, say what you will about sometimes their titles can be a little bit clickbaity. They can have some opinions that people don't agree with. But one thing that I always appreciate that Jefferson said on one of the episodes, and I wish I could remember the exact one or else I'd clip it for you, but he talked about how there is a market right now for people who want things given to them quicker, and we need content creators who are willing to see themselves in that niche and go out and do it. And I said, man, that I can do that. I can do that. So let's talk about short form content daily. And that was what planted the idea in my brain, but I kind of shelved it because I wanted to learn some more stuff. I wanted to be careful with it. And I'm going to get kind of open with you guys here. There was an opportunity for something to happen earlier this year where I was going to be able to maybe go and make content related to disc golf a full-time opportunity. And maybe it was just my naive sense of optimism that thought that it was going to actually get me in that opportunity. I was told that everything about me in general was fine, but I did not have a lot of experience with social media work, and specifically with short form content. And I'll be honest, that stung. I was not a fan of that, and it made me kind of mad. And I thought, you know what? I can do it. I don't need someone to tell me that I can't. I can absolutely do it. And so I started making short form content on my own personal channel, the Thumber Life channel. It took me 3 years to get to 500 followers on Instagram. I started making daily content. Before the end of the year, I'm already now almost at 1,200. Just from short form content over the last 3 months. I started making short form content for Understable Discourse. And guess what? I'm averaging, 4 and 5 times the number of views that I get on my long form stuff. And that moment, which in the moment felt really sour to me, has catapulted me to a new level of passion and desire to make this even better. So that's kind of how things have gone. And I've expanded into other stuff too. So I do the 2 episodes for Understable Discourse. I do the short form for Understable Discourse. I do short form for my Thumber Life account, which I'm about to do long form for the first time in 2026. And I even started doing Whatnot shows where I sell disc golf cards. I mean, honestly, I've there's a sweet 101, by the way, of Elias. I dive so heavily into all this that disc golf has become just this humongous part of my life. And outside of my family, whom I love dearly, and the things that are obvious things that are important to me, disc golf has risen to such a level that like I can't see myself ever not being a part of this space. And so I am looking to grow this more and more and more. And this first year to me was the year of proving that I could. 2025 was the year that I learned how to walk. 2026 is the year that I start running. And that's what I'm dedicating to do. And in 2026, here are some of the things that you can expect from me. Number one, and I've said this before, and I've been working on it in the background, learning. More professional thumbnails. My thumbnails, I'll be honest with you guys, they suck. You know how I make my thumbnails? I find a really cool picture, I drop it into Microsoft Word, I throw on some word art that makes kind of sense, matches the colors a little bit, and there's my thumbnail. And I know that's not going to cut it. I need to make better thumbnails, and I promise to you, I've been putting in the work. The better thumbnails are coming. Don't expect them immediately next week. Don't expect them on this episode right here, but they are coming. Before the start of the disc golf season, I'm going to be ready to rock and roll with some sick new thumbnails for all of you. Next up, I have guests who are going to be coming onto the show. And that's not something where I'm saying I hope it happens. That's an actual promise, because I have professional players who've already soft committed to doing this. And we just got to line up the dates to make it work. I'm also going to be looking into getting really robust tournament recaps, maybe getting some pros to submit statements, and even come on the show to talk about their rounds that day or the tournament and how it all went and that kind of stuff. I'm going to be going to several events this year, doing the media thing, trying to talk to players. I'm going to be improving my insights with the events. I have access to a couple more data platforms now that are going to allow me to bring you a lot more interesting perspective to how things have happened and what we can expect to see. And I have my firm promise to you is I'm going to bring you the quickest disc golf news possible, quicker than almost every other creator out there. I'm not beholden to a schedule. That daily hot round that comes out every day, I will be delivering it to you no matter what, practically outside of ridiculous like illness or family emergency. That hot round is coming out to you every single day, and you'll never have to wait until Monday, until Wednesday, until Thursday for your favorite podcast or weekly show to tell you what's going on in disc golf. You're going to be able to hear it every single day from the hot round and from Understable Discourse. And lastly, second to last, more consistent in terms of the timing of the uploads. I want the hot round every day out at 6. I want our weekly episodes out at 6:30, and that's how it's going to be. And we're going to be working towards making that a reality. I'm shifting around my stuff with, obviously, I'm a dad, I'm a husband. Those things are more important to me than any amount of disc golf or content creation. But I'm trying to make everything work in a way that this is possible. And then lastly, what you're going to get from me is a passion for the sport that many other people in this space will never understand or never have. To me, I'm not doing this because I want to be famous. I'm not doing this because I want to make a ton of money. I'm doing this because I love disc golf and I want to see the sport grow. And this is the way I know that I can contribute to that, because I'm not making it on the Pro Tour anytime soon, but I can talk about it, I can analyze it, and I can share my opinions with everyone out there, and I can engage with the larger community in a very effective way. At least I think I can. So that reaches the end of my rant for today. I'm sorry if you came in here wanting to hear all these different things about what's going on. It's New Year's Eve. I want to get you back to whatever it is that you're doing, the fun that you're having. And if you're watching this way after New Year's Eve, welcome to 2026. Thank you so much once again. I want to say a quick thank you. Legitimately, I couldn't do this without my wife. She has bent over backwards to get out of the way, to get herself out of the way for me to do all these things. That sounded weird, but every single night when I hop in to do the hot round, to do my editing, every single Monday and Wednesday when I'm doing the finishing touches and recording and all this stuff, my wife is playing extra duty with being a mom to make sure I can do these things. And she is pushing me and encouraging me to dive deeper and go further into my passion. So without her, this could not be possible. So if you like my content, it's her to thank and not me. So much love to my wife for letting me chase my dream here. But also a humongous thank you to all of you. Thank you for being a viewer of this show. Thank you for hopefully enjoying my content, engaging with me in the comment section. And I promise, as we continue to make this thing move, I will never, ever forget about the people who started this process with me, and I will always have my ears open for questions, for comments, for anything to make this show better and to engage with you in the comments and even in real life at events and stuff like that. I would love to have someone come up to me and go, yo, it's Understable Discourse, and I could talk to you about the show. I would love to do that. I'd love to engage with you and have some understable discourse with you. But that's been it for me for today. Thank you once again for all that you've done. If you like what you see, please leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and hit that subscribe button. It is the best way you can help the growth and just overall discovery of this channel out there. Thank you so much for your time. And yep, I'm going to say it. I will see you next year. Thanks again, everybody.